welcome to Indie Game Lab. This episode I'm particularly excited about. Had a chance to play this a couple times, and it's one of my favorite games on our channel. This game we're talking about today is called Heritage. Jake, the designer of Heritage, is joining me today on stream, and we've got two of our most excellent server players to be battling it out today on the table. We're welcoming Nerd and Banished as our players. Obviously, some of you are hardcore Nerd fans, and you're going to be rooting for Nerd. Sometimes some people like to root against Nerd. So, we'll see who wins this time. I think Banished has an uphill battle ahead of him, but we'll see. So anyway, enough of that. So Jake, thanks for joining us. How's it going?
It's going well. Thank you for having me.
So let me cut down to this table view here, and we can have a look at what Heritage looks like. So what are we playing today? What is this?
This is a two-person deck building dueler, where the goal is to use guile and feints and to trick and outplay your opponent over the battlefield.
Brilliant. I love it. Okay, one thing before we get too deep into this is I don't have Joe here, my trusty stream monitor, to make sure that I'm actually streaming and have the audio and stuff. We made that mistake once, so I'm just gonna have a little listen, make sure that we actually have audio, then make sure that we actually have audio, then make sure that we actually have audio, and then that's just gonna go on forever. Okay, we're good. We're streaming. Let's do this. Okay, I'm gonna get your camera down a little bit, just getting all the setups here. Perfect. Okay, so So I've played this once or twice. Jake's probably played this a billion times. Nerd and Banished, this is your first game. We gave you a quick rundown of like the general overview, but I think few turns of the game we're gonna have to maybe have Jake walk you through it. So how do we get started here, Jake?
So we start by drawing 3 banners and placing them on the field. That's these cards right here in the middle. This is what
I'm
you
gonna
guys are
need the
going to be
color
fighting
before I
over.
can do anything.
What's that?
Gonna need a color. The colors are locked.
The colors are locked.
They are?
Well, how about promote you? And I promote
That will work.
There we go. Nice.
And I feel like
Here's your deck, by the way.
hopefully that'll work. Okay. Is everyone all settled in?
Yeah.
Ready to
You
go.
good? Okay, cool. So the first things first, we are going to place these 3 tokens in the center. They're called skirmish tokens. Each banner gets one. So what we're going to do is find the person with the initiative token. That's going to be you, Banished. That's this old token right here. And we're going to place these tokens on the arrow that's pointed towards you. So what you guys are going to do for your first turn is draw 5 cards from the top of your deck. Now, you can see right here on the board, you're going to be placing 3 cards down in front of these banners and 2 cards back here. These 3 cards are what is known as the field, and back here is your castle. You can see how each banner has 2 cards beside it. Each card has a power, a numerical power. When you flip those cards, each of those powers is going to combine and push this little token clockwise around the edge of the banner. Whichever portion it lands on, say the sword right here, that is a win condition. You have them over here on your quick reference card, so if you're ever confused, you can just take a peek right there.
This is a big deal. The different win conditions is like the big part of this game.
That's right.
And it's a cool mechanic. I love it.
Thank you, Dan. Some of them are static, like the owner of the initiative token or the opponent token, whereas others are more dynamic. They can change over the course of a round. So it's up to you to decide where you want to go. Once you finish placing your cards, we're going to flip over all the cards, and each of you is going to take a turn activating one of the cards on your field. Those are the only cards that get to use their abilities, the cards on your field. So whoever has the initiative token gets to go first. They have the initiative. They're going to activate a card, and then their opponent may do so, and you'll go back and forth until there are no more cards to activate. Or, if you want, you can decide to not activate an ability on your turn and just what's called exhaust. It's making sure all your cards are sideways and you can't activate any more abilities. And then we take a peek at the winners.
Okay. So this part is done secretly and simultaneously, right? The placement of the
Yes.
5.
So we're gonna have. Looks like we're just about finished here. Oh, making some last-minute decisions.
Oh yes, a little.
There's a
Okay.
few keywords that are important to know, but we're gonna find out about them in the first time. You guys are all set. I think you're ready to flip.
The big reveal.
We flip everything?
Oh yeah, go
Yep,
right
all
ahead.
5
I think
cards.
so.
Castle and field. All right.
Boom. Look at these beauties.
Nice. We're going to take a peek at that first slot. That is 10. So you're going to move that token along the colored tabs of the banner 10 spots.
So just for clarity for the people watching on stream, it's the combined power of the 2 people on this at this banner. So we've got 9 from the diplomat and 1 from the other diplomat. Total of 10. Move that little cube all the way up to the last.
1, 2, 3.
So a
4,
quick
5.
trick is that each side is 5, and number 5 is on the last one. So you can quickly count out 5, 10, 15.
Okay, so if no shenanigans happen, the greatest field will win this. Yeah.
Only on the colored tabs. Sorry, Garth. What were you saying?
So I'm just saying. So we've got so this tab is on the unicorn. So that means if no shenanigans happen, which is unlikely, whoever has the greatest total value of the 3 cards in their field is going to win this banner.
Yes.
Oh, that's 19 here.
Yeah. So Nerd has got to do some shenanigans to make sure that a different win condition comes up on that banner.
And I have some shenanigans
All
up my
right, I'm looking
sleeve.
forward to it.
Well, now, guys, we got to do it to the rest of those remaining 2 banners need their tokens moved. So
All right.
once we
5.
cycle out, you'll move each token. And so this is another thing. It's a little bit of an important terminology. If power is changed in a skirmish, which is what these two, so each card across from each other is in a skirmish. These 2 cards are in a skirmish for this banner up here. So if power changes in a skirmish, you move the skirmish token to reflect the change in power.
Cool. So that's not the end though. That was just the setup. And now
Yeah, that's just the setup. Now you get to do the thing. So the person who has the initiative token can activate a card on the field. They can turn a card sideways and use the skill that's on the card.
Well,
Also,
skirmish token is we don't have any. So is it only if it's in the fleur de lis on each side, or
what's that?
How do you know who has this token? It's in the middle.
Nobody has that token right now. Oh,
The
you mean
initiative token, okay.
who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right here.
And I'm the opponent. Matters for the crown and the swords victory condition.
So each of these cards have an ability. When can we use them?
Right now, you can.
Yeah, right now.
Okay, but right now I'm winning right now, so I don't want to use any. Can he use only his diplomat's ability, or can he use anything?
I can use any of mine.
The 3
These
in
three,
the
these 3
field.
cards right here, you can use. Same with you. You can
Well,
use
then
these
let
3
him
cards.
do that.
Well, so here's how it goes. You can activate a card or exhaust all of your cards. So you won't be able to activate any abilities unless you try to activate one right now.
Well, I'm not gonna do anything. So I can just exhaust everything and...
You can if you'd like.
Yeah, but then Nerd has all the power. He can just go ahead
And
and
now
do all
Nerd
of
is
it.
going to get
can I?
3 abilities that he can activate to mess up
Okay,
the
so
board.
all three of them. We do all three of them at the same time. Okay, so the win
Yeah.
condition here.
With the strongest castle, which I
which
have.
means greatest castle. Mine is pretty horrible. I gotta do something about this one.
That's being
And-
destroyed.
And the lion is banner
It just
destroyed.
dies.
What is
Neither
banner?
person wins.
Yeah, it just kills
Banner.
itself.
Yeah, so I don't know what a banner is.
Those are the banners. We want
So how do you
those.
destroy that?
By having at the end of it a threat. If it's at the end of our thing, then it will be destroyed.
So nobody's gonna win it?
Yes. If it remains like that, nobody's going to win.
That's fine with me. But if I can push it a little.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely push it.
No, you
If I
want
bring
you
it
want to
back to the
reduce the power
ground.
on
Okay,
this side. Yeah.
okay, I see how the game plays. Now I guess we can start, but that's a lot of thinking to do.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah.
And okay. So it's one of those easy to learn and hard to master
Yeah,
games.
it
That's
definitely
good.
is. There's a lot of strategy. So like, there is a lot to consider.
Yeah, at the front there is a fair bit. I've been trying to figure out a way to reduce it, but
Right. Because we haven't even looked
No.
at the market
Do
where
we
you
have
can buy the new cards.
the same total power in our 5 cards?
uh, so you each have the same cards in your deck. You don't necessarily have the same cards that you drew right now.
You drew half of your deck. There's 10.
Oh.
You each start with 10 cards.
I got 20. He got what? 6. He got 16. I got 20. Okay, because if we had the same, it would be impossible to have both the greatest field and the greatest castle. But since I got more, technically I could have both. But then weakest card. Strongest card, weakest card. So when it's strongest card or weakest card, it's the card next to it, right?
Correct.
Okay. All right, so I go first. I do one action, then he does.
Mhm.
Okay, so first I'm gonna do something about this. Reduce the power by this card.
So remember, you can only use the power of the cards in your field.
So the
only
knight
these
is
three.
useless in the field. Okay, muster this card to your. Okay, so what is
Muster is to turn the cards in.
coins? We haven't talked about coins. I could gain coins right now, but I don't know where they are, what they do.
You can use the coins to spend later on the auction to get better cards.
But the auctions are not there.
Yeah, that happens
It's
after
always-
we do this
Yeah.
thing.
I was trying to
so-
simplify it for you guys before we
Swap
get
it,
right.
into all these
Don't-
advanced things.
Just trust that having some good amount of coins will be good for you. Oh, also, I think one thing that's different about this deck builder to many others is that coins do carry over from round to round. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
so
You can hold them if you'd
coins
like.
are never a bad thing to get.
I can't move this. The knight cannot do anything. The serf muster a card in your muster. I gotta read the definition to that.
But basically, you
Expend it and swap it with a card on your field. Okay, so I can just.
Shoot.
All right,
You
I'm
can
gonna get
exchange
myself
this
some
one.
coin. So I
I'm
use.
sorry about that.
I
I'm
expend
gonna
this
go
guy.
ahead. I'm trying to intervene here because that is not the correct definition of it. It's just turning your card sideways. That's all it is. That's unfortunately that's an old.
Oh, right. Not necessarily
Okay,
Newcastle. Got it.
We'll try to get
Ah,
under
okay.
the- Here we go. Hold on 1 second, fellas. It's coming in hot. Oh, no. No, yes. Oh, it's a PDF. Okay, hold on. Okay.
And gain coin equal to its power, but there's no power. And the knight cannot do anything in the field. Supply this card. Discards part of the card on your field.
So the knight, what that'll do is does it if you expend it, is you can add 2 power to any of the 3 banners.
Yeah, I kind of. But oh, supply discards power to it. Oh, okay. So I can add power to one of them.
Yep.
Yeah, because if I don't use my knight, if I don't use anything, I lose all my abilities to.
Yeah, then you
So
let.
I think you're considering a little bit too much on this first turn. I would try to just.
I'm just trying to do something that's not gonna shoot myself in the foot. That's
Mhm.
just
Actually, there's plenty of stuff that you can do
because
that
I'm
would give you
winning.
an advantage right now.
Because this surf is useless right now. All the cards have such low power in my castle, so I can't do anything. The knight, if I supply here, I'm gonna switch it to the bird, which is gonna strongest card.
That's still good.
But
Yeah, okay.
don't forget that this also allows you to choose not to move the skirmish token.
Yeah. Swap this
Oh,
card.
that's different from when I
And
played before.
discard any spend card and spend any card.
I guess last time I played this was a couple months ago. Looks like some things have changed.
Yes.
That's cool.
Well,
Okay, I'm just gonna wing it and then gonna learn the game as we play because
Yep.
there's no way I can think of a strategy that will actually win. So let's do that. I'm just gonna swap this diplomat and put my spy up front and not move the skirmish token. There we
Nice.
go.
Love it.
good.
Mhm.
Now, is the spy also mustered since it's swapped, or is that ready to be used now?
No, so that's the yeah, swapping it doesn't do anything. You just swap the cards.
Okay.
For
Wait, but
the
wait, but now I no longer have the strongest field, do I? Oh yes, I still do. Okay, never mind.
but
Let's
with
leave it like that.
the muster and the surf, that's a little bit different.
Okay.
So when we're tied, so right now we have tied castles. So
Mm.
if this one remains here, what happens? Do we both lose?
If you get a tie, the banner is destroyed.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to use my surf. I'm going to muster my castle and swap it.
So when you use a card, make sure to muster it as well. So that surf is
Yeah.
There you go.
And now I gain 3 coins.
Yes, correct.
Boom.
So those are dice. You can. Very good.
Okay.
Oh, 3, 1. So I got the greatest field. I got the
So
greatest everything.
this changed to.
I no longer have the greatest castle, so I'm losing. Oh wait, we switched it to.
Yep.
Oh, so I'm
Now
winning
you're
everything
winning
except
everywhere.
the last. Well, since I'm winning everything, I'm tempted to skip, but let's not do that. Spend card and then refill it.
With this, I feel like last time we played,
Hmm.
this feels like more
Well,
like you could go infinite with things like diplomat / spy, like refining
So
more stuff.
that's the main thing is that when you go simpler, which is what I had last time,
Uh-huh.
there's not a lot of decisions to be made with the deck.
Okay.
But simpler is easier to comprehend. There's
Mhm.
less stuff to think about. But when you go complex like this, it requires the player to have more intimate knowledge of
Yeah.
the cards and how the game
Right, what you
functions
could draw,
and
etc.
what all the abilities are, even reading all that stuff and keeping it in your head, keeping it all straight. But it opens up a lot more for the things that they can do right off the bat.
Okay, I got an idea. Spanish card. Yeah, I can win this one if I remove 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I'm gonna sacrifice one banner for another. Spend this surf. Muster this diplomat and gain only 1 coin, which is fine. But that's -7.
And make sure you are reading the card. You are mustering this diplomat as well.
Yeah, he can't. Well, then let's use the other ability from the spy. I'm going to supply it with the strength of my castle. Of a card, sorry, but that still is going to be 7.
So go ahead and muster your spy.
6, 7. Yeah.
Very good. And you can take this dice right over here, this supply dice.
I'm not sure what happened here.
Basically, my spy copied myself over here.
Okay, this card. Aha. Okay, so we don't have much left to do, so this one will just be destroyed at this point. 7, 3, 1, so that's 11. So you have a field of 11. I can get more than that. The bird is the strongest card. You're not gonna beat that. So if I make it 9, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
So
6,
as
7,
you can see,
8,
that's
9.
one of the main challenges of this game is that there's so much to consider. And designing for that and trying to whittle that down is one of my main challenges with developing.
Yeah, I have some thoughts on it. I think I before the stream, like way back when I played it, I had some thoughts. I think the deck that you start with is probably too strong / complicated.
Yeah.
I think you could move a lot of these complex effects
Okay,
to like.
I'm gonna supply the knight's power to this spy, so that's gonna be +2, right?
Yeah. And this is going to move over here.
Oh, if the spy had any power of its own, they would add up.
Yep.
Yes, correct.
So this space doesn't count
No,
because it was over
No.
here.
it's
No,
it's holding space.
Okay. All
Well,
right.
so like I said, when you do go simpler, it is simple to start off.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure how to quite leverage that
Well,
effectively.
like keep like you don't have to go like completely bare bones. Like keep the knights and the serfs, like those cards that are pretty simple. But then like the swappings and the refreshes and stuff, like save those for the cards
Right.
that you buy. That's well.
And I'm not moving it. I'm not
You're
moving the
moving it. You
skirmish.
just want to have the strongest card, which is fine. If I swap
Yeah.
it, yeah, this card you may supply this. If I give it +9, it's gonna be 1, 2, 3.
I win either way.
You may discard any spent card and refill it. What if I discard it though?
So
You
What
can.
happens if I
I'm going to let you know right now that you are going to get a ton of gold because at the end of the round, you're going to get gold equal to half the amount of power in your castle. So right now, that is going to
that's
be
good.
8 gold. It's rounded down as well, so instead of 5. So meanwhile, your opponent is going to get 3 gold.
Okay, so far we're winning 1 each, but if he uses his serf, muster a card in your castle and swap it with this card. So he can't muster a card in his castle, so he can't do anything anymore, right?
You can't do
Yes.
Okay, so right now it's tie and I get more gold. I think I'm gonna be satisfied with that unless I can do something with this spy. Discard any spent card and refill it. So what does refill it means? I get another card?
Basically, you remove those 2 cards and switch it with the top of the deck.
It's not good right now. And it's not gonna change the banner. Yeah, it's not gonna change anything here in the banner, so.
Well, it could. But well, and not in a good way for you, I don't think. You could potentially if you get a 4. Well, what are you at, 2? Yeah, if you got a 6, you could do it.
But that's
No,
not up there.
no, there's nothing I can. There's nothing positive I can do with this spy right now.
Oh yeah, you're right. He just swapped it back and then. Oh no, he can't swap.
He can swap, but he only has 9 8s to use from.
Yeah,
Alright.
wait. So
Yeah,
it's,
but if I do, if I change his value, I'm still gonna lose because we're
Yeah.
gonna end in this spot, so it doesn't matter. So, and if I use the other ability of the spy, I don't know what I'm gonna get, and it could only be worse. So, nope. Let's
wait. I
leave it
think
like
you
that.
do get a banner if you draw a 4 from the top 2 cards of your deck. In my calculation, you
That
would win. 'Cause
Yeah, but that's a big if.
Yeah.
I don't.
You got a 2/5. You got a 40% chance of doing that.
Yeah.
Is it worth it
Sure.
for you?
Well, but even if I refill it, my spy will already be spent, so it will be too late to change the value here. Okay, so I'm
Cool.
done.
So
Alright.
I get this one.
Yes. Correct.
You get this one. And we just put it here.
Yes.
Okay, then don't forget your gold. So you get +8. I get +3.
Boom. And that's the
Yeah, that
round.
was.
And-
Now we do the buying.
I had it. Sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, I'm just play by play here.
Yeah. So these are quite complicated cards.
Yeah.
Is the thing. That's the only issue. Before they were very simple,
Yeah.
easy to understand.
Wait a moment.
The only issue is there's only a limited amount of stuff that you can do right off the bat. So how do you get like advanced players more interested
Yeah.
with a basic thing?
Nice. I just really
Okay.
like the core concept of this, like the kind of ramping
Yeah.
strategy.
So more, I guess the answer then is to ramp it up quicker and
Yeah,
after
I think people
after
like
the
that too. I
first
think
hand.
that's like on some feedback forums I've seen, like one of the questions is, does the gameplay ramp up to, you know, the appropriate excitement / strategy as you play?
Yeah, I mean, I probably have. And let me see here. Well,
Well, I
might.
assume the auction cards will be different.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
will be different cards. Yeah.
Well, I actually
So-
have the old cards somewhere. If you guys want to try that,
I don't know. This is fun. Let's see how this plays out. Because like we
That's
do have some smart players playing, so like this is a good.
that's
test.
true, and they did figure it out.
Yeah. All right, let's do the
Okay,
market,
so
right? Let's do
let's do
So-
that.
I already prepared it.
Oh, you did? Okay, go ahead and flip them. You're gonna have to cut them out. Okay. Oh,
Ooh, dragon.
So if it's called an auction, that's the minimum price
We are bidding.
no. It's just
at the top right.
It's just the cost of the card. So whoever got the
Oh, so
most,
it's not really an auction. We just buy.
sure, you can call it a store.
Okay.
The person with, well, sorry. So you guys tied last round in terms of who owned the banners. So whoever won the most banners in a turn is the person who gets the initiative token, and in the event of a tie, they swap. So because you guys both got one, you will swap. So the person with the initiative token, you can purchase a card. To note something about these cards, some of them have a skull right next to them.
Yeah.
If you have just a regular card, you can purchase it and put it on top of your deck and draw it next round. If it has a skull, you will discard a card in your discard. You're going to get rid of it from the game. And you're going to put that card in your discard in its place.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And And then also to remember, the coins do carry over.
Yeah, so you don't have to purchase anything.
So if
if
you've
you
got
don't.
your eyes on those dragons, just
Oh, I know what I'm going to buy, and I'm going to buy this lovely gargoyle.
nice.
Oh,
Ooh, mustard
another
card.
dragon.
Definitely
Use
needs
and
to go.
throw.
Oh, Christ's sake, we have a lot of dragons here.
Well, there's only 4 in the deck, so
Nice. All the
once you
dragons.
get past it, there's no more.
They all have the same
So
power.
if I take this noble, there's a skull on it, so I don't just Put
You
it-
have to remove a card, and that goes into the discard pile.
I have
It
to
goes
remove
to-
a card from.
Your discard pile, and this takes the place of that card.
Oh, so it goes straight into my discard pile. So I don't get
Yes.
to use it this round.
Not this round.
No. It goes to your discard pile, and once you shuffle, you get it back.
Okay, so my discard pile is going to be shuffled in the deck
Yes.
right after we're
Yes.
done buying.
No, after
the
we
next round. You
after
got
we
5
spent.
cards left in your deck. Those are the other 5 cards.
Okay, so if I buy this noble, I don't get to use it this round.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, but the priest, yes. So let's buy both. Dragons can wait. So I get this noble instead of. Sorry, buddy.
That's 5. Then go. That goes down to 4.
Okay. And where does that go?
It just that just put it aside somewhere.
Throw it off the table.
Wizard. Oof, that's expensive.
And I'm gonna buy this priest and just put it there.
Yep.
I'm
Brilliant.
down to 0.
Got some spicy cards out on the market.
So the next time you guys do an auction, the thing is, with the person with the initiative token can refresh the whole auction if they'd like, which means get rid of the 5 cards and get 5 new ones.
Okay.
Nah, we won that war of dragons. Just
But you're gonna give up your first turn. Your opponent's gonna purchase first if you do that. But you guys are all set for the next round, so let's get these banners out.
Oh, so we can always see the next banner.
Yeah.
Well, it's not gonna help much.
And since the initiative token was swapped, there you go, perfect.
Okay, draw your 5.
Wait, was I supposed to shuffle my deck or just put it on
Right.
top and draw?
Make sure your priest is in your 5 draw.
You can put it on top and draw.
Okay, so I was not supposed to shuffle. That's fine.
Yes.
But yeah, the priest is in my hand, so let's suppose I
That's all
didn't.
good then.
What was it? So what I think I was talking about this before the stream was that there's 2 halves of the game. There's the mechanical side, which is, the banners and how they operate, and the decks and how they operate, and all the numbers and how all of it kind of works together.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second part of it is the actual words on the cards, the abilities on the cards. And I have the mechanical side all fleshed out, but
Nice.
however, as you see, it's still too complicated on the other half of the game.
Nice.
At least in the basic deck. I think I might revert it back to how it was previously and see how it goes.
So yeah, this game is. I keep saying this. I love this concept. I think what you're saying is like you're kind of in the middle of like we're still in the playtesting, developing process of this game. Yeah.
More of a polishing.
Yeah.
I think it's getting there. I am glad that I switched it up because I actually changed a few things in the game that I really, really like. And I'm going to keep those changes and then just roll back the extra complexity that I put into the basic player deck.
Right, just the starting deck. I feel like the starting deck, like, there's only like 3 or 4 cards in the starting deck that are like brain.
Yeah, so I think I'm going to switch. Obviously, the surf is just going to revert back to you're just going to muster a card. It's not going to swap, and you get that much quicker.
Yep, that seems good.
That's the one thing though. It's because if you have a bunch of surfs, you're not going to get to affect the board, so it's a little bit more boring.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if you could get a surf, but if you allow the surf to affect the board, that's going to be a lot more decisions for each player to make.
Right.
And obviously, as we saw, it's a little bit too many, I think.
And well, the thing is, if the cards that you start with are like so kind of cool and like they're pretty flexible, like you can do a lot with them. Like, then why do you even need to buy new cards? Like, you can probably win the
So you
game
know.
with just your starting deck. Like, so I think like the cards you start with shouldn't be very versatile. They should just be like kind of one dimensional, so that when you buy the new cards, you're like actually really upgrading your deck.
But you did, I think you didn't say not fun though.
That's
So
true.
it needs to be fun still.
Yeah.
They,
No,
they can definitely be fun.
yeah. It's definitely a fun game. I just feel I think in my comment last time I played too was the same thing.
Mhm.
Like that the cards
Yeah.
there's not a huge since like there's like a win condition of having the weakest card. Like there like versatility is really king and
Well, having a lot of different cards is really gonna help.
yeah, totally.
Whereas
But you
if they're
start
all
with
the same,
but you start with you start with 0 through 9 power in your starting deck, so like you already start maximum versatility, you know.
And you have also a lot of cards allow you to switch between back and forth and allow you to use the strength of your castle.
Yeah.
Nice.
In
All
this
right.
current
Alright.
one, yeah.
I'm gonna give it a shot.
So let's hang out with
Ready?
the players for one more round, and then we can maybe.
Right now I was trying to strategize, knowing, looking at the banners and thinking, oh, I can just put this here. But since I don't know what he's gonna put there, there's not much I can do at this
Yeah.
stage. So
That's
All right,
the thing.
hoping
Like,
I'll
there's
flip.
yeah, you can sort of strategize with this thing, but like, there's so many wrenches your opponent can throw into your plans that like.
Ready?
Once they're flipped, I think we can have a better idea.
Yeah,
An
totally.
experienced player would know what to do at this point.
Yes. Go ahead and flip those cards, fellas.
I know. And if you've played a couple times, you could actually know exactly what 5 cards your opponent has.
Yeah, no, that's
You
an
know?
element of it that I am a little bit.
13.
It started out as it's card counting.
Yeah.
Is what is what it is. And I actually made the original Heritage way back when, like 6 years ago. It was Heritage was just a simple game I made on the side, and I just wanted to play it with a friend, and I just made a little game where you played cards against each other. You flip those cards over, and then whoever had the higher number won.
Mm-hmm.
And that was cool. And I kind of kept pushing it forward and pushing it forward. And the one thing that held it back, uh, that's not very exciting.
Sure.
Whoever has the higher number is not
Yeah.
necessarily the most exciting thing ever. But I like the format, and so it was a challenge, and I just thought about it and thought about it, and I came up with this system where it doesn't matter if you have a high power card, because maybe you need a lower
He's
power
winning
card.
everything. Not for long, though.
Maybe
Not
that
for
was
long.
planned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, as you can see, these guys they're still making plans. I know it's complicated. I'm really happy you guys are experienced gamers.
Yeah, right now it's greatest field, greatest castle are the winners of the banners right now, and Nerd has greatest
He's got
field
the
and
greatest field,
greatest
the
castle at
greatest.
the moment.
Oh.
Yeah.
I can switch the greatest field part easily enough.
Yeah. So the impetus is on Banished to switch these.
You know what? Let's keep it simple for now.
Okay.
Greatest field is now this side.
Oh, okay. Now you're winning 2 of the banners because of the greatest field has swapped to you. And for the viewers,
the
greatest
knight,
field is total power on field.
the knight can target any cards on the field.
Can he target himself?
Still, at least a small distinction there.
It doesn't
You
say
see how it
supply
says-
this card to another card on your field. Can a knight supply himself?
Yes, he can.
Okay.
And it's only on your field, your part of the field. If a card says the field, that means you can target the whole.
Oh, then I should have done that instead, but that's fine.
Well, it only says yours, so you can only target yours.
Oh, he just supplied himself. Okay, so that's 6.
Yeah.
That's 8. 14, 18 against 11. I got
Wow. So greatest field wins
17.
all all three banners on greatest field right now.
Going back and forth here.
This is a high
Yeah.
stakes one. Whoever gets the greatest field by the end of this is going to win all three
No,
banners.
these things are gonna move around. It's not gonna stay on greatest field if I can't have it. Um, this card's gonna refill this. Discard the card on your field or in your castle. Refill the space, then supply that card up to the power of the discarded. Okay, wait. I need to reread that priest. Refill the space, so I would just add this card for that is here, and supply that card to the up to the power of the discarded card. Okay, so I can discard this knight, and then whoever I add there is gonna be its power plus 4,
Yeah,
right?
that's going to get a
Yes.
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay, random. Oh, actually, it's not
But
random. You know
if
what
it
the
goes
best
too
card is.
far, it's gonna go to strongest card, which is still good. Okay, so I discard this knight and add this surf instead and supply it with 4.
Big surf.
So that's a 9 surf. So instead of 4, so that's 5 more. There you go. I win everything now.
Holy cow.
Strongest card. Oh my gosh. Okay, now it's
That's
back on
pretty
there. You've
good.
only got one option left.
Oh well, I can still muster. And I can easily change that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Nice. Yes.
Okay.
so this goes
Good
over
lord.
here, and I get 9.
9 points.
9 coins is big. Okay.
That's a nice move.
You need more dice over there.
Recount this 8, 17, 21, 9, 16,
Let's do it like
22.
this.
Okay, so I still got the greatest field.
That's I mean, the problem with this game is narrowing down the decision space. You guys have so many decisions to make. It's so difficult for you to make a decision. You got to think about all the different moves you got to make. In fact,
Well,
this
now that I
game,
know he can't do anything else, I control everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. Now you've got some. Now
a
you have
little bit
perfect
easier.
information. Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Oh, I still have the greatest field. Let me just make sure. So that's 9, 16, 22 against 21, 8, 9. There's a lot of counting to do in this game. That's my lazy brain.
well, it's
Okay, so that's 8, 17, 21. Okay, so I still have the greatest field. I'm still winning this and this. The greatest castle is 14 against 9, so he has the middle card. But if I can just pull this back a little, no, if I pull it back, or if I send it ahead, yeah, I don't think I can give him that. If I pull it back, I'm gonna have a lower field, which means I lose. I think I'm gonna have to leave that one to him. If I muster a card in your and swap it with this card, I can. Okay, so if I'm gonna have the weakest castle, I might as well get some money. Or.
yeah.
That's a
Exactly.
9. No, that's a 9. So if I send that back to my castle, it carries this die with it.
Yes.
Okay, so I replace a 9 with a 6, so that's a -3. But then that 6 can be, I can do it twice. I can swap
No,
them twice.
no, it's blocked. It's mustered.
Yeah. So if I do anything, I'm just, I can just swap my serfs. No, I can't, because then the fields become tied. Oh, this game.
Yeah. Well, this is what I was talking about. Is the decision
It's
space.
funny is that it's my day off today, and I was telling I'm gonna make no mental effort today so
Oh,
that
no.
I can.
Can't blame you.
There goes that plan. I'm gonna rest my brain another day.
Uh-huh.
No,
Well,
no matter what I do, I'm just gonna make it worse.
What lovely dragons do
Although
we
this
have here?
castle is 8, 6,
14.
You can't beat that.
14.
No
My
combo.
castle is
Oh,
only
wait.
11. I won't have money without screwing myself over. Then I can't. Now, you know what? Screw that.
Yes.
Nice.
Okay.
All right. Well, that
You,
was
you
an
can get all the dragons at the. I guess. I don't get.
now. Nerd. Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
What kind of process are you going through when you take your turn?
I'm going to the process. I knew which cards he is going to have. The only problem was that he got a bit lucky with the priest there, since I couldn't remember
I
which
mean,
one it
lucky. I
was.
knew I was gonna have it.
I mean, I didn't
All
remember
part of the
which one.
plan.
Because otherwise that would have been really good. I was just planning, okay, obviously the crowns, I won't get them, so I'm going to try to push the field since I have a strong field.
Yeah.
And try to win with that.
Now, was there anything that you think was easier for you to do during the turn than any other things? Do you feel like it was easy for you to understand what was happening on the field?
Yes, for me it's easy to understand what's on the field here. By the way, I hope you remembered how much you had in the castle, because I do, and I get +7.
I had 9. My castle was 9, but the one of the smallest, the smallest card was the 3 knights, so I only get 3. Right, that's the
No, it's,
lowest power in the castle, right?
it's total halved, rounded down.
Yeah. Okay,
It's
let's
what?
see. It's half.
It's
Oh,
Half
it's
and
half.
then
So that
lowered.
was 9, so that's 4. Okay.
Yep.
What's that?
Just the castle gold.
Well, I ain't buying anything today.
Well,
Uh,
I guess not actually.
by the way, the initiative token I think goes to you first.
Yes.
Since
Because you got more
But
banners.
since I'm not buying anything, you can just.
I mean, you can
splurge.
replace them.
Make sure he doesn't get those
Yeah,
dragons.
but I haven't seen anything that cheap. My priest was cheap enough, but I don't need another one right now.
By the way,
I'll be
keep
fine.
it this order because it's important which type of victory you have.
Yeah, so you can win by getting 3 banners of any one color, or each of all the 5 banners. So on the outside of each banner, you'll see a color. You know, we have blue, yellow, red over here, and then we have, what is this?
And the
Wait,
one
what?
facing to you.
Green, and yellow. So you guys are fairly diversified here.
Oh yeah, nerd. That's a clarification.
Okay, so the kind of banners I won. Okay,
Those
so
I
to
already
win, I
corrected.
just need to get. Well, I can't get a red one, obviously. So if I get the strongest castle victory, is that it?
So there's something I need to clarify here. It's not the win condition that won you the banner that matters. It's the border color around the outside of the card.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
that would have been cool, though. You have to win by different
know.
means.
Yeah,
To
it is. It's something I
like
considered.
if you win by every
sure.
different possible means of winning, then you win the game. That would have been something.
I think so. We should tell the designer that.
Okay.
How many
Anyway, since
colors
you're
are
not
there?
5 types, we already no, we don't have all of them out. By the way, the wizard, I'm a bit confused. Draw this card's power in cards from your
Whoa.
deck. So I draw 4 cards then? By the way, the strength of the wizard at the top and the bottom is not the
Oh, it's
same.
different. 4 and 3. Yeah.
There we go. 1 off. So at the end, it says place them back on top in any order. So you're drawing cards, drawing that many
So-
cards, 4 cards.
So I draw
Ooh,
4 cards, and I can swap one of those cards with one of in the field.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ultimate versatility there.
And it's going to the top of the deck.
I think that's another thing that benefited from, I basically been going through these cards and been trying to come up with a methodology for the abilities on the cards.
Yeah.
And while it is fun, too much thinking. I think the advanced cards are good. Where they are, I think you guys have really been happy with the ones you've got, which is cool.
Yeah.
Um,
Cool. I think the players know how to play now. Can we
yeah, sure.
kick them out of this voice chat?
No,
Maybe you guys can go over to game one. We want to hear more from you guys like at the end, but I think it'd be fun for Jake and I to get into the weeds and really talk about what like we think you should be doing and stuff without you being able to hear.
sure.
We'll be able to play now.
Yeah. All right. So you guys go do your own voice chat. We'll join up after the game and see if you've got any more feedback.
Hmm?
If that's cool with you all.
Yeah. See ya.
Nice. All right.
All right.
Here we are.
Yeah. Nice, man. Yeah, I mean these guys are really taking to this very well, despite
I
how
love it. Yeah, it's really
convoluted it is.
this game. So yes, this game is complex, but like
Mhm.
it's so good. It's just like
Mhm.
it has a learning curve, but like
Mhm.
I think that's okay. Like I don't know. It's just
Yeah.
it's worth it, right? So and
Well,
especially if
it's
you've got
yeah.
players like Nerd and Banished who can like pick it up quick, and
Right.
now we're
Right.
gonna
Well,
see them.
mhm.
We're gonna see them use their brain that Banished wasn't planning on using today. And let's see who takes the crown here.
Yeah. Well, I know it seemed as though Nerd actually seemed to take to it a little bit more than Banished,
Oh yeah, he's
and I
played.
was
Nerd has
sorry. Go ahead.
played like hundreds of games. He understands game theory real quick. All you have to tell him is that it's like a deck building game where with secret unit placement and like different victory conditions, and he's like, okay, like you don't probably didn't
Yeah,
even need to tell him anything else, and he's like, okay, I understand how this game works though.
that's cool. Yeah.
So
Yeah. So, well, we've been touching on something that I've been struggling with this whole time. Back when had this inception of the idea for a banner, a lot more complicated. It was at least 4 times more complicated than it is right now. There were
nice.
colors on the cards. There were arrows on the banners pointing to things.
Oh wow, okay.
Oops. It was crazy. And I think actually one of the things was that you couldn't actually gauge how much power was going to be in a skirmish because it would change a lot,
Mm-hmm.
similar to how it's happening here. Uh, but I think these guys are able to play it a little bit easier
Yep.
because I strip all that stuff. But yeah, I think let's see here. Well, I mean, Nerd's taking to it a little bit easier, but he has less banners, which I
Yeah,
think
I
is
think he.
interesting.
So I do think that Nerd maybe I think he's thinking a little less hard about it. Like Banished is like thinking about all the possibilities, doing some card counting. Nerd's making decisions faster. I think that's partly because he's taking to it quick, but also I think he kind of recognizes that at this like placing these 5 cards, like there's you can overthink a little bit too much about it. Like
Well, that
there's
was
no.
the problem in the first turn is that I think like you said, it's just the over complexity made just leads to overthinking,
Mm-hmm.
which
Like these
you
five
don't want to
cards,
play it happen at first blush.
right? Just like yeah, I feel like with this placement of the first 5 cards, I think the right call is to really not think too hard about what your opponent is doing and just sort of line up these 5 cards so that you can have ultimate versatility with like how they're interacting with each other
That's
slash
a
like
hundred
make sure you've
percent,
got your
a hundred
serfs up
percent.
front so you can get the gold, etc. Yeah.
So how do you communicate that to players, or do you allow them to play in their own very own style?
Yeah, no, it's true. I think in a game like this, you do have to sort of protect the players from themselves a little bit, however you can.
Exactly. Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
what is the answer there?
Make it simple.
Yeah, make it
Yeah.
simple.
You know. That's just something I've been struggling with the whole time, and it's a lot. I think a lot of people really struggle with it. That's my main problem actually. A lot of board games is that you go to play it and you're like, oh my god,
Hmm.
I have to read like 5 pages
Yeah.
more, 10 pages to learn how to play this game, which is cool if it's well thought out and it has depth. But also it increases the mental load and all that stuff. Well, yeah, I think after this, I'm definitely going to take a look at that basic deck and try to merge the one that I have right now and the one that I had before.
Right.
Some sort of happy medium because
Yeah.
it did need to shake up. You know, we all have these designs that have stuck around throughout the whole of the game,
Sure.
and like we love them, and we're like, oh, this is a great design. I love this, but you know, is it the best it could be,
Right.
or could it change? And players aren't necessarily going to tell you that exactly. So it is something I've been messing around with recently, which you know.
Do you have a physical copy of this that you've been playing with, or have you been doing all the playtesting digitally?
I'm trying to print one
Okay.
right now.
Nice.
So we'll see how that goes. I think I might actually have to retract that if this is too complex because I just sent off the cards for that.
Oh, right. Okay, nice. Yeah, it's interesting. It's like always fun to see. There's some things like that translate better or worse when you go from like physical copies to digital
That
copies
is one
and stuff.
thing that I'm very interested in finding out.
Yeah.
And you know, actually, yeah, I'm happy to have this game printed. I'm actually amazed that I can get it printed right down the street. I'm pretty happy about that.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah. Just up 2 streets away.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a peek at what these guys are doing.
Oh, yeah,
Let's see.
right. Okay. So we've got on the left, this banner is currently getting destroyed. In the middle, this one is going to greatest field. And over on the right, this is going to the person with initiative token, which is banished. But that's all about to change. Now we've got greatest castle.
So yeah, now we're seeing some non basic cards. So now things are different.
Yep.
Actually, there's no basic cards on the right side there.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Gargoyle,
Um,
dragon, and wizard.
yeah,
So
that's pretty powerful.
so in theory, so this is a good point too, right? So in theory,
Yeah.
like by basic like deck building logic or
Mhm.
whatever, you'd think that Nerd would have a huge advantage this round because he has drawn
Well, it's
three
kind
of
of like a
his.
David and Goliath sort of thing, right?
Yeah,
He can deal a lot of damage with the dragon, but he's not going to be able to deal any damage to a 0 power card.
sure, it's true.
So and one that can actually gain power afterwards. So it all depends on what the sequence of events is, and if you can save that dragon till the end of the round.
So yes, suppress it by for each of its power, suppress it. Yeah. So suppress means reduce the power. So honestly, like what we maybe want to look at in this particular setup when there's a dragon involved is like what the base like low number victory conditions are on each of the banners.
Yeah. Well, there's really it's kind of funny because like I only have one weakest card, but you also have the strongest castle, which then you would want to have a weak field for that one.
Sure.
So that's kind of like a hidden um, benefit for that. Yeah, you know, I've been wondering about other conditions. Um,
I like the
but these
balance right
ones,
now, personally,
yeah, these
of
ones
like
seem very
having
well
high
thought out.
power most of the time be the best, but like have the kind of like sneaky like kind of rogue. It's like almost like feels like a rogue victory condition of having
Yeah,
the lowest power every once in a while is going to get the job done.
yeah, I really like it. I mean, I haven't changed them since I incepted on them. I only added one, which is the greatest field,
Okay, nice. Yeah.
which turned out to be pretty great.
Yeah.
Um,
So if the dragon
that's liberating.
suppresses the noble, then you'll have
Yeah.
8 in the middle, and the dragon will win that one. but that doesn't. He's already winning that one.
Well,
So
I mean, the thing is what I try to do with these games is get a turn by turn, just move the needle towards something good for me.
yeah,
So I think rather than looking at each of these individually, you want to look at them singular. You want to look at a single banner and say, hey, can I move this to be more beneficial to me
right.
in this singular instance? Oh, it looks like that's what he
And
did.
speaking of that, weakest card is now winning. Actually, no, that's okay.
Oh, it's
They're tied.
tied, so that's a
Okay.
smart move.
And now the surface kind of protected from the dragon because the dragon does not. Oh, actually, if the dragon reduces the surf's power,
Oh shoot, yeah, you're right. He
then it
could,
goes
but he only
back
has
into.
9. No, he's not going to be able to win that unless he devotes most of his. Oh, oh my God,
Yeah, he
he
can
can
bring it.
only use the 9,
Yeah,
and then he won't. That's interesting.
he can bring it all the way to the purple, which is
Oh
good
no,
for nerd.
He's going to use his wizard. Actually, he's going to use his wizard to fetch a new card and replace the spine. He's going to use that on his dragon.
Okay.
Yeah, see, he left the spy.
Yeah. All right. So, I don't think anyone's watching this, anyone on the stream. Anyway, this is really like I feel like this is where the strategy is brilliant, right? There's
Yeah,
like 4
yeah.
cards, 3 cards left to use. There's a lot of okay. Here's the wizard. He's got 4 random cards he can choose from. Like, what would you do, right? Like, do you use your wizard first, your dragon
Well,
first?
yeah, I'd swap out that spy and I'd use that card on the dragon. I mean, he can pull back the hmm,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's
I
tricky.
would try to get the blue banner or myself. I'd bring that all the way down to the purple.
To the purple. Yep.
And then I would leave this middle one because I could get the greatest field by reducing a little bit power with my dragon.
Yeah.
And I'd probably just ignore.
So the one thing that would be bad for nerd
one.
is getting this rightmost banner to the green section, but I don't think there's any danger of that happening. Yeah, they would have to gain so much power. So yeah, everything else he just keeps the high numbers and just
So
wins.
that's another thing I've been thinking of. I mean, there's clearly a best. If both players play the best turn, this is the outcome,
Yeah.
sort of a thing. Which I don't like, but not quite sure what to do about it. Yeah.
Well, I think no. I think it's perfect as is because like we've just saw something like that. Like sure there's like optimal plays, but like there is a bit of randomness, like not knowing what's happening, right? When you've
Oh,
got things like that
oh, there we
wizard.
go. That was the randomness right
Yeah,
there.
exactly. Okay, so that's currently bad for nerd. I might have not even used that wizard and just stuck with the dragon, but then I guess he doesn't get last
Yeah,
stand
well, by
round.
swapping a card out, he actually gets an additional turn.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so
That's
nerd has all the power in the world. Like so spy may supply this card with the power of a card in your okay, so spy could get powerful.
Yeah, well, I mean, he'll get crashed back down if he
Exactly.
can
And then
only
the
do.
dragon's ready to knock him back down.
He can't. Oh, he could get rid of the 5 and potentially get a higher level card, but that 9 is already sitting in his discard, so
Yeah.
the 8 is already on the field, so the only card that he can get that would benefit him is his 7.
Yep. 7. So that's gonna be 20 field power, and like nerd already has. He's gonna win greatest field. He's gonna win greatest. Oh.
Actually, he could win the castle if he plays his cards right.
Yeah. We'll see. Yeah.
A
So
nerd, or rather, Banished. I think Banished will be able to keep that lead. Well, let's see.
well, it's
There's,
unbanished. So it's banished's turn now. So he has to choose
yeah,
what to do with that spy like right now.
exactly. The tough
So
choice.
And like,
He's only got, yeah.
I don't know
Sorry,
if
go
there's
ahead.
yeah, I don't know if there's much choice here, right? You may discard any cards in your field. He has to add power. You discard any spent cards in your thing, then refill it. Supply this card. So you can't even alter these two banners. It's just the spy. So
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I might even just keep that spy as is. I wouldn't even do anything. I would just let it be. Because the only thing that knight can do is get his power up and get the castle over here on the right there, or on the last banner.
oh, right. So
Um,
he okay, so that's right. Banished can guarantee himself this rightmost
yeah, he
banner
can
because
guarantee himself a banner if he just doesn't activate his
yep,
his card.
yellow and orange are both win for Banished. Okay.
Well, no, I think he's going to activate his dragon and obliterate those last two cards, but or those first two cards. But I think that Banished is going to have that last one locked in.
But the
See,
dragon can only hurt cards on the field. So the castle, the strongest castle, is still protected. There's no way Nerd can get strongest castle.
no,
Which means even
he should
pumping up
just
his
abandon
knight
it,
to
and
get it into the
he should
orange.
abandon that tactic completely if he can't get it.
Yeah,
And and just throw his 9 at these two cards with his dragon.
right.
Oh,
Oh, okay, here we go. Okay, Banished is choosing not to do anything. So now it's
yep,
on Nerd.
Snyder.
Let's see if Nerd can
Exactly.
find a way to win that rightmost banner. I don't think there is a way he can
I
win that.
don't know. There's no way because he can't go below 0.
Yeah. So he'd have to add a ton of power to his knight, and he has no way to do it. The dragons
No,
can suppress.
there's nothing he could. He wouldn't even. There's literally 0 way he can win that banner.
Oh,
There is
actually, oh my god,
100% possibility he doesn't win.
that's so funny. Yeah, he can't get Greatest Castle, and the yellow and the green are just. He could destroy it by adding 1, 2, 8 power to it, but the most he can add is 4. So that's just a lost cause.
Exactly. So, and I mean,
The
it
other
would
two,
be nice
though,
to get a banner, but what are you gonna do?
the other two are okay. Weakest card. Oh yeah, so he needs to figure out
Yeah.
how to.
Oh, yeah. There he goes.
Yep. There you go.
Oh,
Boom.
yeah.
He's suppressing the surf by an amount. Yep, there we go. Perfect. So now he wins that, and that. Yep. Okay, cool.
Ha ha.
All right, it's a tie. 4 banners to 4 banners.
Nah, I think we'll have to call it there.
Do we? Oh yeah, I guess we. Yeah, it was a. Well, we had a teeny bit of a late start. I would love to play one more round if you guys have the time.
Yeah, I mean we can.
Yeah.
I just don't know if we're running too late on this stream.
Yeah. Let's tell them. Okay.
Yeah.
At Nerd. At Banished.
Looks like they're doing it just on their own.
All right, there we go. Well, yeah, they're just gonna keep playing. I'm just saying,
maybe they're having
winner of this stream
fun.
is whoever gets the most banners this last round.
Okay, cool. Oh, nice! You refreshed all of them. Yes. Now we get to see some cool cards. Vicar, Warlock, Archer.
Oh yeah, let's take a look. Let's take a closer look at these guys. Archer. Muster a card in your castle. Suppressed by its power to a card in the field. So that's just a suppressor.
Yeah.
But lots of options there. Suppress. Yeah. Okay. Noble.
So, I mean, that's the thing. I kind of want to have some straightforward.
Yeah.
It's a balancing act of simplicity versus depth.
Yeah.
You don't want to have too much. You don't want to have barely any complexity. You want a little bit.
Yep.
But the depth is there. So just is. It's really just testing it and seeing what players like and why they liked it.
Yeah.
And then designing for that. But
I think there's a couple things you can do with the starting deck. I think the core of this game is just absolutely beautiful.
Thank you very much, man.
I'm interested to hear kind of last thoughts from Nerd and Banished after this round. See if they've got any other feedback. Yeah,
Mhm.
banished minds seem to have been blown on that first round, but I mean that's
Yeah.
new player, new game, like that's gonna happen. Like even with
Yeah, well, and actually, it was two of it's kind of two sides of the same coin
yeah,
of their play styles. You had Nerd on one end,
yeah,
who looked at everything. He's okay. I don't really even need to think about all this
right,
crap right now. I'm just gonna play some cards, just see what happens.
yep,
Versus Banished, who had to calculate all the different
all the
possibilities and
possibilities,
make
yeah,
the right choice.
yep,
So it's definitely two different kind of paradigms there. And you
it's
can
true,
see how Nerd,
yeah,
you get a few games in, you know how to play,
yeah,
versus Banished, where if there's complexity like this, he would probably like shut down and not be able to do it,
yeah, right.
or
Just
go find something else that fit his what he wanted more.
yep. No, it's true. Like there is a lot of forward planning you can do in this game, but like just like with a lot of games, like you could plan like several turns in the future, but your opponent has so much power to change everything that like at a certain point, there's like just like I don't know. There's a few things
Yeah.
you could maybe ignore, even though there you could maybe eke out a tiny bit of
Well,
strategic advantage.
what's that quote? What's that quote? Famous quote for video games, where they talk about how players will basically min max the fun out of any game.
Sure, yeah, yeah,
If you let them, they will.
yeah.
Like,
And I
so
mean,
it's not funny anymore.
yeah, card counting is a big part of that, and all deck builders kind of run into this problem, right?
Yeah.
Like, do you want people to card count? Probably not. Like, but like, there's not much you can do about it either.
Yeah. One thing I could do is I could make all the numbers the same. So, but
Excuse
then that doesn't actually would make it easier to card count.
me. Sure.
Uh, are these guys still buying here
Yeah.
and deliberating?
Okay,
Oh,
Warlock is like an upgraded
they're
diplomat.
blown. They're blown by the Revenant. They're like, what the? That's so
Select any
funny.
cards on the field that combine to equal this card's power. Discard
Yeah,
them, then refill. Oh my
yeah,
god. That's a
that's very
cool.
good.
That's ultimate versatility slash chaos. I
Yeah,
like the chaos in this game too. Like I think
yeah.
what you were talking about with like optimal plays and perfect plays and stuff, like you can kind of combat that with cards like Revenant and the Wizard and stuff that are like anything that refills, like
Mhm.
you have some control over that by knowing what's in your deck, etc. But like
Yeah.
it's chaos.
Well, what I really like is sort of having cards that have like an implicit ability
Yep.
and then an explicit ability, right? You have the wizard. You can take a card, you draw some cards, you can swap a card, and you put them back.
Yep.
But now you know what the top of your deck is, and you structured it exactly the way you wanted it. So now, if you have another card that refills, you can get that, go back, get the card that you wanted.
Yeah.
So cards that kind of have these secret little tips and tricks
Mm-hmm.
to them is something I think that is that's one that is there. That's something.
I think this Archer might be a good starting card. I think like this is a cool effect that's like
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know.
Why do you think that?
Because it's not as hard to grok. It's pretty straightforward. I like
Mm-hmm.
I think some of the cards that you start with, like Diplomat, is a hard one to grok. That the Surf with the swapping and the gaining and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like the one-dimensional cards, I think are what you want to start the game.
So one of the things I will do, like when I'm going back to this, I'm definitely going to make the surf back the way he was,
Sure.
where he's basically like just like a placeholder. Although I'm still a little bit consternated about that, but the simplicity of it, I think, is just a lot better than adding the complexity of the
Mhm.
swapping. The spy, I might keep the same. I might combine those into some sort of singular ability.
Sure.
Knight, I'm going to keep exactly the
Yeah,
same.
Knight's perfect.
And then what are we all going to do? Knight. Spy.
Like because like the archer is just the knight. I mean, well,
Yeah, so,
actually, the
yeah,
archer is a
reverse
little
that.
bit better because you can. It's not suppressing by his power; it's suppressing by
Yeah.
a card in your castle. But
With the knight, you can only push the token forward.
Yeah.
With that, it's one of the abilities where rare abilities where you can actually pull the token back if
Yeah.
you're not swapping it out.
yeah,
I think that's actually one of the problems. The swapping is quite a bit. So if I take that out, like if I take the ability to swap out of the
Yes.
surf, I
no,
think that
just
would make
like
things
maybe
really easier.
no swapping at all in the starting deck.
Yeah. Yeah.
Make that a cool like effect that you can start adding to your deck once you
Yeah.
buy cards. I think that is cool. I think that would.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go back. I mean, like I said, I kind of broke it down a little bit and tried to really get into like the granularity and the
Yeah.
details of like why is this ability good versus why is this ability good. And I think I broke it down pretty effectively, and I've been slowly just kind of going back over the cards, tweaking them, making sure that they're cool, making sure that all that stuff I said before. It's a process, but I'm close.
Right.
I just need to be told to simplify it, I think, by people more.
Yeah, I mean that's my advice to a lot of people. Well, it's like the
Yes.
thing is like, well, I mean, maybe the answer isn't to simplify. It like depends on who your
No,
audience
in this
is, right?
particular instance, it is to
Yeah.
simplify.
In this particular instance, it is true. But like there are some games that are meant like the audience is supposed to be people that like complex, deep, crazy games, and in that
But
case, like don't simplify it.
that is the argument of complexity versus depth.
Right.
I want depth. I want people to be
Yes.
able to use a whole bunch of options, but not really have to think so hard on it to do it. You know what I mean? And complexity is when like before, when Banished had all these different things, and it was all these different things you could do, and they all interlinked with each other, and they weren't exactly obvious why this was beneficial or whatever. And so that was complexity, but it was not unnecessary.
Yeah.
So that, when, like I said before, that was my main problem with most games. And also, I want kids to be able to play this.
Yeah.
So they can't play super advanced games.
Right.
Ooh, looks like they're creeping off here.
Here it is. Final round
Looks
placement.
like Banished could win it this round, and it looks like but they both could win it this round. Wow. Okay. That's interesting. Okay. All Banished has to do is win this red banner.
Oh, and then you'd have three.
Whereas
Okay.
Nerd has to win the red and the purple banner.
Red and purple, and then he'd have all 5 color types. Wow.
Yeah, and then he would win the game.
All right. I can't ping this one, but the red one is the one to focus on. Whoever wins
Oh
this.
yeah, the red one, the first one is definitely the one to focus on. It's going to be the heaviest.
Okay, so.
Yeah. Well, let's see it. Play back on here.
Purple means
we got some good moves.
Yeah, here we go.
Sorry, what were you going to say there, Garth?
I'm just like I'm just breaking down this banner here. So purple goes to Banish no matter what. Yellow goes to Nerd no matter what. So if this victory like token lands on those things, it's just goes to that player. Then the 2 dynamic ones is strongest card, which it is in now at blue, and if it goes all the way down to green, it would be weakest card.
Nerd has a serious advantage this round. Super serious advantage. The last 2 don't have opponent.
Oh, the purple.
Conditions.
Yeah. So Nerd has this initiative token, and the yellow sides just go to the person with the initiative token.
Yes, exactly.
The purple goes to the person without the initiative token, and the only one, I mean, the important one does have that purple.
That is the important one, though, which is kind of funny.
Okay. And this blue, so if we're playing like the full version of the game, this blue one doesn't, I mean, it matters if the game goes beyond this round, but if it doesn't go beyond this round, like this blue one doesn't matter at all.
Well, that's not entirely true. I mean, we have another red one over here.
Oh.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
the thing is, one person's going to get this red one, and then the next round someone's going to win for
Yep.
sure because there's another red.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
And someone's going to get the blue. There's probably another blue.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's got some stacked up cards by now, so
Nice.
I mean, it's going to be.
Did the banner victory
Pretty-
condition
pretty
change
tight.
since last time I played? I feel like last
Yep.
time I played,
Oh,
okay.
maybe.
It seemed like we were kind of far away from, like, it seemed like we played like 6 or 7 rounds before we got to the victory condition. Whereas this, it's only round 4 and we're already like could win. Or this is round 3. You could win on round 3. It's like barely enough time to go through your deck.
Yeah. Well, that's a good point, I guess. But I mean, this is like sort of a quick game. You could
Yeah.
definitely make it longer.
Sure.
You take out the requirement for 3, like you don't win by 3.
Yeah.
You just win by getting all the banners.
All 5 different colors. Yeah.
Like you could have, but it still takes about 45 minutes. I mean,
Yeah.
this is a long game because we were learning the whole time.
Right.
But it's still a long game with a lot of thinking.
Yeah. But I think you want like,
And especially since you can now place cards on top of your deck after
Yeah.
you've already bought them.
yeah, I like
So that
that.
allows you to use them the second round too.
I like that. Yeah. But yeah, I think you do want the game to be 5 or 6 rounds. I think is
Yeah.
the sweet spot.
I think 5 or 6 rounds would be excellent.
Yeah.
One of the things I think that would help that is simplified cards.
Sure.
And then if I can get the rounds to go quicker,
Yeah.
I can add the requirement for what you need to win.
Yep.
Right. I don't want it to be this long. This is too long.
Well, for a first game, it's not too long. I mean,
I guess that for a
Yeah.
first game, it's not too bad. You're right. And I guess if these guys were to play it again, they'd probably pick it up even
Oh,
quicker.
yeah,
They might even
totally.
get a 45-minute game in.
Yeah. But
Um,
I think the first 2 rounds, it's cool if the first 2 rounds are just like pretty straightforward, like just
Yeah.
knights and gaining gold, and then round 3 and 4, you've got all these cool new cards that you're added to your deck and you're swapping things around.
that's that's
Yeah.
the whole idea.
Yeah.
So that is a good point. Like I said, I'm gonna make these things simpler. This knight is good. Yeah, I think just getting it all. I mean, the abilities themselves aren't the problem. Oh well, some of them are. They're too powerful, and they need to be taken out. But aside from that, they're not bad. They're fun to do. It's just too complex.
Muster card in your castle, use its skill. Is that no? Oh wait. Nerd just pumped up the archer. Oh, I see.
Yeah, but with the knight, right? What did you do? You may muster a card in your castle and use a skill. And you mustered the sir, or you mustered the knight.
I think Nerd just boosted the archer with the
Oh, nerd did. Oh.
wizard. Draw this card's power. No, I don't know what happened. I lost it there somewhere, but that's all right.
It's been a long game.
Yeah.
I
don't know if I don't know if they recognize. I don't know if they saw my message that like try to win this round because this is all that we're streaming.
What's that?
I don't know if they caught the message of like try to win this round because this is the only one we're streaming.
Well, I think one of them is going to win this round.
Well, unless Nerd wins this red and Banished wins the purple.
Oh.
Then no one wins this round.
I mean, he's still got a surf out. He's got that priest. He's got some ammo.
I mean, yeah.
And this guy's only got a good oil.
I'm always on Team Nerd personally, but I
Yeah.
don't know if let's see. All Nerd has to do is win both of these.
I think he's currently winning both.
Right, because this is on strongest card, which Surf is currently, although Knight can change that. And then this is on
Yeah, but he can.
greatest field. It's all so, and I don't think. Yeah, destroying that would also prevent Nerd from winning this turn.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. But
So
what
Nerd
did
has
he
to
do?
keep this one small. Does Nerd have a way to suppress? Let's see.
Oh, look at that. Okay, look at that. So he suppressed that surf, so it's a 0 actually. I see
Yeah.
what the problem is.
So Banished, yeah. All Banished has to do is increase the power of this middle one to prevent Nerd from winning this turn.
All he has to do.
I don't think Nerd has a way to. Nerd doesn't have a way to.
Hmm?
Nerd doesn't have a way to combat that. Discard a card on your field. Oh, actually, he can. The priest can.
Yeah, the priest is his
The
clutch
priest.
card.
So if Banished messes with his middle field, the priest can try to boost it all the way into the yellow zone, which it probably can. They're doing some pinging.
It's a hot. Sure seems to be a hot debate on the issue.
Yeah. Nice. So yeah, so you've said this has gone through a lot of variation. Have you kept track of like different versions? Have you like kind of saved different versions as you go along, or you just kind of? That's
I mean,
awesome.
yeah, all of them, but
Nice.
it's not that. I try to keep them. I have old folders that I can go
Nice.
rifle through if I need to go get some
Sure.
old prototypes. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I have one Figma file with all of pretty much everything I've done since I started working on this version of Heritage.
Beautiful. And then what's the total like? What would be like the perfect world answer for this game? Like Final Destination? Are you looking at would you ever consider self-publishing? Are you looking to pitch to publishers? Are you?
I would love to self-publish,
Uh-huh.
but I know it is a considerable task as
Yeah.
well.
Sure.
Especially for someone who hasn't made a board game before
Mm-hmm.
or produced a board game before.
Yeah.
And so I am looking for publishers
Okay.
for this game. It's just that beat. And I think at the same time, I'm not opposed to self-publishing, but like
Yeah.
it's got to be the game has to be in top condition.
Oh yeah, you have to
And
be polished AF at that to
I
do
don't
the
know.
self-publishing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's something I'm gonna have to talk to some other people who are smarter than me about for sure.
Whereas pitching, I think this is kind of in a good place to start like pitching it. Like once maybe the terminology's different. I mean,
Yeah, no, the pitching. Oh no, the pitching is easy. Oh yeah, I don't know.
yeah,
I have loads of media for it. I created gameplay video and
beautiful. Yeah,
all sorts of stuff.
yeah.
The pitch is fine.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the minutia and the polishing that we're getting into here in the final stretch.
Yep.
Oh, look at that. He's got no more cards.
Okay, so
Here,
nerd. So here it is.
nerd.
Nerd has like a couple more turns to make
Oh,
sure.
whoa. Holy crap. What's he doing?
What is he doing? It's pre. Oh, I see. He's just counting for priest. He's
Yeah,
got a
yeah,
pull.
yeah. Yeah, nice.
Okay.
Yes. Oh my God. What's it going to be? Oh,
Okay, he's got three chances, right?
I
Oh,
bet he can do it. He can already do it. No, he can already do it. He already won. So no matter what it is,
okay.
but he does have to flip that card.
He doesn't want to.
I guess he.
All right, there we go.
Oh my God.
That's a big guy.
12.
So up to 16. It's in the orange. Is that bad? Greatest castle.
No. It's on the last one, right? Because it's the difference. So it's actually it's only 4, right? That's a 4. That's an 8. Oh no, it goes up by 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Shouldn't it be in the orange? Yeah, greatest
It could
castle.
be. Yeah. Um,
Which is bad for him. That was too high. He needed a 7 or lower.
well, he can actually swap it. No.
Oh.
Well,
Nope. He's
oh,
done.
no. That's all right. I think we'll end
They
it there.
figured it.
We'll
All right,
give him
they
that
were a
one.
step ahead of us. I think they were like, okay, this is a foregone
Oh,
conclusion.
you know what? We don't know what they were talking about
Yeah,
either.
exactly. All right, hopefully they join us again. See if there's any last thoughts. But I
Yeah.
think this is definitely my cup of tea. I like
There
a
we
little
go.
hidden placement. I like a little deck building.
Yeah.
I like a little strategy. I like a little luck. I think this has got it all.
Good. Yeah. Nice.
Um,
Guys, you muscled through it. I really appreciate that.
yeah.
There's some hot deliberation, I think.
Yeah. No, it's true.
Mm.
Welcome
But,
back, nerd. Welcome back, Banished.
welcome
GG.
GG.
Did you have a good time, guys?
My brain's tired. This
Yeah,
is
you have to.
this is mentally taxing. Well, maybe when you've played a couple games, it becomes more intuitive. But that was but that's good though. It's mentally taxing in a good way. I was never confused about what's gonna do what so much. It
Yeah.
was clear if I do this, this is gonna happen. This is gonna be the result. So it's clear enough. It's mentally taxing in a
Right.
sense that there's so many
Just
variables to consider.
too
Yeah.
many options.
Lots of
at the moment.
variables, like, and you can be thinking like 7 turns ahead, but then nerd's gonna just ruin all your plans with one thing. So
But
Yeah, I totally agree on the fact that you have to think a lot about it, but it was fun for me. I think my brain power was a bit more active than his. Not so tired right now.
I'm not sure if that's a burn or not, but I like it.
Well, cool. Should we have a debrief, or are you guys? I kept you guys long enough, though.
Yeah. Any final thoughts, nerd or banished, before we end the stream?
I'm kind of happy that I actually found a combo in those cards,
Nice. What was the
even
combo?
though it was more lucky at the end than intentional. That was the Wizard Priest.
Wizard Priest.
Mhm.
Yes. Oh yeah, we saw that. Yep.
Yeah, I was happy to see you guys comboing. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, we were just talking here. Like, I think the core of the game, like, my thoughts are core of the game is perfect. Starting deck might be a little too complex. I think that's sort of
Might be.
right.
Yeah, I agree. I think it should be less versatility in the deck since you have, like, the serve allows you to switch the cards in and out like it's nothing. I think that's a bit too much at the beginning. Besides, just to let you know, this serve, its image is
So
overlapping at the bottom right.
I'm definitely going to bring those back. I was just telling Garth that I'm going to be stripping a lot of those out, but keeping some of the basic components of them.
Nice.
And no swapping, I think. I think swapping is just too much, and we're not going to have it.
I think
We're going to keep that for more advanced.
It would have been an interesting experiment to have one player buy nothing and try to win anyway. See
with
if
the starting
it's-
deck. I know the starting deck is strong enough. Yeah.
That's true. That's a good point.
Besides that, like I mentioned, this serve in the bottom right has its image not correctly.
Oh, yep.
Yes, that's right.
So
Well, thank you guys so much for playing Heritage, and going through that.
yeah, thank you, players. Thank you, Jake, for joining us today. Thank you, viewers, for watching. We will be. I don't know. Joe's not here to tell us if we're on streaming next week or whatever. We probably are. I'll be around.
I can tell you, yes, we will.
Okay. Do you know what the game is? Can fill it in?
Yes, the Great Red Wars.
Okay, Great Red Wars coming next. Coming next week. Okay, so
Very cool.
Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for playing. Thanks for everything. Have a great day. That is the stream.
Woo.
I mean, it at least says that in the Discord with the date.
Oh, okay, sure. Yeah.